Christopher Ferguson, do you think we'll have Zelda facing off against Ganondorf to rescue Link, or some other major enemy, which I think is not out of the question, because I think
we have Gerudo,
especially by starting it off, with just like the classic Link fighting Ganon. I feel like there may be, and they kind of subvert it right away. I think that might even be the thing with the whole game. I think it might actually be kind of cool for once if there's something, instead of Ganon's behind it the whole time, there's maybe with the rifts or something greater going on.
Something controlling Ganon this time. Something different.
The rifts come from Ganon's trident.
But where did he get the trident?
Someone planted it on him?
Or someone gave him the magic?
Oh my gosh.
With
it's purple. What if it's Vati? Oh my gosh, what if it's Vati? That'd be really cool. I'd be down for.
You think they would pull that? I feel like they could pull 100%. That off.
They could.
I don't think we're seeing Ganondorf in this game, like Gerudo Ganondorf at all.
I don't think so.
I think it's gonna be Ganon. We could get some sort of. I feel like it's gonna be Ganon, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do some sort of crazy twist, kind of like the Ganon thing with A Link Between Worlds, where it's like Yuga's kind of pulling a lot of the strings, but he merges with Ganon, and you get Ganon. What if we get Link Ganon? What if Link and Ganon merge together? We have to fight Blue Pig Link.
See, that's kind of fitting, because I was sort of thinking about when you see Link facing off against Ganon in the trailer, it's not quite to the same degree, but it gave me the same feeling of like just in Mario Odyssey, where it's like Mario and Bowser and Peach, they've been going at it for over 30 years now.
This again.
Yeah. And that's sort of the vibe I get here, where it's like you're seeing the classic battle, it's similar to this, and then it goes a little crazy, and now Zelda's the main character. So I could see something like that, because even in Odyssey, you possess Bowser?
You do.
You do.
And we do see Nintendo, like even throughout their franchises, like thematically carries both gameplay and like story type things, like as they're developing through the years. So I could totally see them doing something similar. I believe in Link Ganon. I think it exists. It will happen.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think I mentioned this in another video, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do, like, towards the end, the big crazy thing for one of the last battles is like you have to make an echo of Link or an echo of Ganon or something weird and funky like that.
Oh yeah. I think we're getting it. Marie Greenwood, do you think echoes of I'm having a hard time, like I'm still getting used to reading the like abbreviation and like thinking of the name for some reason at the same time. Echoes of Wisdom.
Ayo. That's the name.
I said, what did I say the other day? Echoes of Wind.
You did say Echoes of Wind.
Okay, do you think Echoes of Wisdom will follow suit with Breath of the Wild and have later DLC expansions, or do you think that was an exception to the norm and most future Zelda games won't have DLC? I think they won't, but I'm curious to hear what you think the future of Zelda looks like. I think no. I think
that's a good question.
It is a good question, but I think Breath of the Wild, it specifically came out of the fact that they were like, they had just created this new thing and they were like overflowing with ideas. Then they did a DLC and then they're like, shoot, we can do a whole nother game.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like every Zelda game has its cut content that they're like ideas they didn't complete or get to, but I don't know. I don't get the sense that this one is like that same sort of thing, but it could be cool if they had something like something cool and unique, like another little game or something. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild was in development for a long time and got delayed several times. Tears of the Kingdom was in development for a long time. Like those big games, it makes sense that the kind of scope creep issue of like this game is getting so big that we have so many ideas that we can't possibly fit them into the base game make sense why it would lead to DLC and or a completely new game. This game popped up completely surprising and is coming out next month. So I don't think they're really concerned with like, oh no, we have so many ideas that we can't fit into the game. Like they were the ones that announced this and were like, no, it's coming out soon though. So like we've had this. Or like this is a lock. So I agree, I don't really see it being very likely for DLC in this game, but I do think it's possible to get DLC in the future for reasons like that, where it's like a scope creep type thing where they have so many ideas, but maybe like it just doesn't make sense to do like a Tears of the Kingdom type thing because I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe they want to move on to a different type of game or a different console, and they're like, well, it doesn't make sense to bring those ideas over there, so let's just put them as DLC for this game or something.
I think they generally, with Zelda, they put everything that they want to put in the game at release. If they have other things that didn't fit in at release, they save those ideas for the next game. We've heard them over the years talk about like, oh, whatever happened to this dungeon that you were working on for this game, and they'll say like, oh, we used these ideas in a future game.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that's more likely. Like I think it'll always be a case by case basis. Like I don't think they're ever gonna make DLC just for the sake of having DLC, if that makes sense. But if they have a good idea, I'm sure they would.
I wouldn't be surprised if Echoes got free updates, a la Animal Crossing, right? Just like, hey, here's a new feature that we really thought about adding, and we finally put the finishing touches on it 6 months down the road, Like, that wouldn't surprise me, but paid DLC for, like, a whole new big thing seems a little much. And, I mean, we're looking at the difference between a 6-year gap in Zelda games to a 1.5-year gap between Zelda games.
Yeah.
Which is... Oh, obviously we don't know when production started on this game. It was probably years and years ago, but...
Yeah, it probably has more to do with the delays of the other games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maybe
this is why Tears of the Kingdom got delayed.
Yeah, they were like, oh, guys, we're really
nothing
working
to do
on
with
Echoes.
COVID. They just had to put extra work into Echoes of Wisdom.
But yeah, I don't see there being DLC. Maybe free updates. Obviously, there's patches and stuff that they'll always have to do. But other than that, I don't really see there being plans for DLC.
Well, I think this will go along with it. This is sort of a like the future of Zelda is the theme here, and Osti Arachnid asks if Echo. I'm just gonna sum it up. Basically, if Echoes of Wisdom does well, they're saying, do you think we'll see Zelda in a more quote unquote serious style Zelda game, like not a cute little chibi game, but something more akin to the last Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Twilight Princess, you know the deal, something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a good question.
I think this is a step towards more Zelda as the playable character content, honestly.
I don't think it even really has much to do with like if this game is a hit necessarily, because
it's gonna be
it's gonna be, but also like they're sort of they're kind of different, you know what I mean? I don't think like whatever this game sells is really gonna be indicative of whether or not like I think people are gonna be into it, you know what I mean? I don't 100%. Think it's gonna be like this is Zelda's chance to prove herself, you know what I mean? I don't think that's really on the line.
No.
But I think for sure it could happen. I don't see why not. I think a game where you play they had a good kind of like relationship between Link and Zelda in the last few games, and I think like a game where maybe you even like switch between them or something like that, or you can play as one or the other. I don't know, like that could be cool too.
I feel like we're more likely to see that, like, kind of a switch between style, or maybe like include an additional uh sequence of gameplay stuff for Zelda. I kind of feel, I don't know. I wish they would do what this person is suggesting, like having Zelda as the protagonist as like a viable option for like every main major flagship title for the Legend of Zelda. I kind of don't think they're going to lean that way. I think they want Link and they like Link.
Oh, sure.
They like
but I
Link.
would see they like Link, but I do see them including Zelda more in that vein.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think-
also agree. I don't think it's because of I don't think it's dependent on the performance of this game.
Mhm. Yeah, I think they've said they want Zelda to play distinctly from Link. They don't want you to go in and play, you know, as a reskin of Link. So I think future Zelda as a playable character games would be more dependent on if they can come up with a mechanic that works for her.
Yeah.
And
I almost want to give her a sword and say,
yeah,
go hack away at these guys. You know?
So if they were gonna do something where you'd switch off between Link and Zelda, that would probably be more have to be more thought out, because they'd have to have different mechanics for each character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That actually brings to mind that old canceled Zelda game that just never got farther than like early stages of planning. That actually kind of inspired the champions for Breath of the Wild, and it was a very like Sheikah based game. I think it was meant to be like on the GameCube. I think
It was like a Twilight
Or
Princess
the-
sequel type, or it was
kind of
Twilight
yeah.
Princess related.
Oh, okay.
But if it was something similar to like a Zelda Chic, like more, I don't know, not obviously not like sword fighting, because that's not, I mean, Zelda can fight with a sword, we've seen it in Twilight Princess, but like that doesn't seem very much like hack and slash. That's not her playstyle. I feel like it would be more like stealth and I don't know, more of
Using
that.
like special, either like magic or
Wand.
like
Yeah.
technology or
like a wand
like something.
from Gamelon or something. I don't know, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, like a specific wand from a certain region.
Yeah, maybe Gamelon, but no.
I think there's probably room that they could do a game like that while still kind of having like your main Link games. You know,
Mhm.
keep the big Link crowd happy.
We like Link.
He like Link.
I can just see like in the meetings they're having at Nintendo, like they're like, what if we play as Zelda? And like they're all like, no, we like Link. They're pounding their fists on the table.
No. We like Link. We like Link. We like Link.
We like this guy? Okay. Well, yeah, that was a great question.
Either way, I'm stoked to play as Zelda.
I'm
so
excited. I think it's gonna be good.
Mhm.
It's gonna be cute.
I think
fun.
it's gonna be pretty cool.